Well, hello, 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 fellow addicts. Welcome to another edition of Addicts Live. Our May, ooh, and as I get a little Norton pop up on my screen. Our
Cyber attack!
ah! No, it's our May Mother's Day palling around. For those who don't know me, I'm Melissa, your resident head addict, and joining us as always, the one, the only Wookster, live from the mean streets of California.
I was like, "Oh, that's me." Like, who's that? Who's on the podcast? It's this guy, Joe the Wookiee Riot, metal and semi-alertness because these are done early for the fuzzball. And hi,
and Wookiee should hopefully be returning back to full strength at the site soon. I hope. I miss.
Yeah, school's almost over, so my good excuse is gone. So
now I can't take pity on him for having to do all that schoolwork. So Hammer will come down. And of course, joining us, our resident not so cranky old guy, the one, the only Patrick, live from the crazy construction zone.
That's right.
What are you doing over there, Patrick?
Well, here's the thing. Usually you start off by saying, "How was your week?" I will just tell you that on Wednesday, I almost was no longer here because the beam, you see the beam that's over my head right there? It's actually 28 feet tall. It's a 4x8. I'm doing this construction where I had to tear off a deck, and then I'm putting down pavers. And it's all because Mrs. Miller, remember, wanted this done before a certain date, blah, 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 for the weddings, blah, blah, blah. So I thought I was 23 years old. Turns out I'm not. I got this beam up. It was all ready to go. It was on teetering up there. I was getting ready to tie it off. I bumped the ladder. Short story is it hit me in the head and my shoulder and my arm. I didn't die. I'm still here. But here's what my week has been like. So here's the paver area right here. 350 square feet of paver and gravel has to go in. Here's the old deck. That I had to tear off first.
Anyone need some firewood?
Then I will show you what I did. There's the hot tub. Currently use it as a tool platform. I will show you what I'm going to be doing this weekend for Mother's Day weekend. And we go up the hill, and we go up the hill.
A very special HDTV version of Addicts Live.
And now we have basically 2 tons of gravel and sand that I need to haul down the hill this weekend. So yeah, so I will be busy after this. I'm already dressed to go to work. But the thing is, it's still Mother's Day weekend. So there'll be Mother's Day stuff going on, and it's going to be great. In fact, Mrs. Miller is really working hard to help me out right now. I'm pretty sure she's getting ready to get some stuff together. And oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh, I thought I heard a noise. Huh. So I've just got a lot of things planned today. I think we're gonna probably get a mani-pedi. After that, maybe some brunch.
A mani-pedi and some brunch. Yeah.
And then, and of course, cocktail hour, my favorite time of the day.
And cocktail hour, her favorite time of the day.
What are you up to? Do you have any plans?
Yeah, I'm moving the gravel. Remember the gravel?
That sounds like a lot of work, an awful lot of work. Gosh, well, excuse me, on your way to the kitchen, do you think you could warm up my tea? It's a little bit tepid. Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Thanks, Mrs. Miller. Okay, and we're done with that. Now on to things that are important, right?
So with Addicts Live, you get entertainment and a HGTV type show and a Russian bride.
And a Russian bride.
How quickly she went from Russian Mr. Pat bride to Queen of the Castle.
She picked that accent up real quick.
Let's just put it this way. All the money I spent on diction lessons paid off. She can say my name almost perfectly now. In any room in the house. All right, let's dive into that. Sorry.
So, yeah, let's get into this, my friends. This week, was a sort of busy week in the TSTO world, kind of, sort of, maybe a little. The Secret Agent event ended, much to the delight of many, many tappers, myself included. And we had the Pin Pal update hit our games. Did anyone see that coming? Did we think we were going to see Pin Pals with this one?
No, I didn't even think about it.
Nope.
This is a big surprise to me. They're reaching deep. Let's put it that way.
Although,
and then
what we did prognostication where I think either me or one of the addicts said that Jacques was coming. So, they did sort of tease it a while ago. French fop. But
so, and then not only that, this week, well, tomorrow, as Pat kind of alluded to, is Mother's Day here in the U.S. and Canada and a few other countries. I know in the UK you've celebrated your Mother's Day a few months ago. So, you mothers don't get a break tomorrow. You can.
So are the people in the UK progressive or just behind?
No, they're ahead.
Are you sure?
How many months ago was it? March.
Oh, okay.
So maybe they're 8 months late.
Yeah.
So, well, I was telling some UK friends that my husband sent me flowers at work on Thursday or Friday. I don't remember what day, and for Mother's Day, and they were like, "Well, he needs a new calendar because he's a few months late." Here, he thought he was early, So. Anyway, so in honor of Mother's Day, we've decided to do a little poll in the box below us here, or below this video. We want to know your pick for your favorite mother of The Simpsons. Your choices are Sarah Wiggum, Luann Van Houten, Mrs. Muntz, Manjula, Helen Lovejoy, and Maude. I intentionally left Marge off of this because I think so many people would pick Marge. You guys kind of would skew the results a little bit. So I kind of want to know what your opinion is outside of Marge, because we all know Marge is a phenomenal mother. And I also didn't include any of the adult mothers in here, like Agnes or Mona Simpson or Jacqueline Bouvier, because I figured let's keep it to the kids' mothers.
And one of them's dead too. Let's be honest about it. So.
Well, technically, I have Maude in there, and she's dead too. So.
That's true.
But if they're alive in TSTO, we're good. So pick your favorite, and then we'll talk about them towards the end of the show. And let's get into what do you guys want to do? Do you want it, because we kind of planned our show notes prior to the Pin Pal event hitting. Pin Pals first, or do you want to talk about mothers first?
Pin Pals.
Okay, let's talk about Pin Pals. So initial reactions on this mini event, Wookster.
Mini events are the best. Like, honestly, I would rather just have mini event after mini event after mini event with nice 2.5 week increments for everybody to earn everything. And I like the format of 5 or 6 free things and then a free skin. And then I even like the premiums, the different bowling shops and the skins for Burns and Mo. And I don't know, I dig it. And Pin Pals, ever since we got Apu during the sports ball event, we've been saying we need the other Pin Pals. And they knew that. So they just sort of had it all planned out, and it gave them a good reason to bring Jacques in. And it's clever, and it's not a ton of work from the blogging angle.
No, it's nice.
It's always
nice.
Always nice.
I mean, it's.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been complaining they need a break. They need a break. They need a break. This is your break, because EA is never not going to give you something to do in the game. There's always going to be something going on. You might have a day or two of no new content, but they're always going to have something out there. You're never going to go a couple weeks without anything. So
my only complaint.
This is your break.
This is where I get to be kind of cranky a little bit. So my only complaint is this: they shifted this down to a 3-hour cycle instead of a 4-hour cycle. And for me, because my life is so wildly chaotic right now, 16-hour days, every 3 hours to hit the thing I want to hit, unless I buy the premium thing, is a little bit annoying. I adjusted. I make it work. It's just, one more cycle in the deal. The other part of it is that the dialogue was interesting. The dialogue, initially put me off. I thought they were coming after me. We won't go into details on that. It could be that I'm really tired and just really paranoid. But
I told him to calm
bottom
down.
line, I know. Bottom line is that I think that it's weird. It seems like they throw some dialogue stuff in there at the beginning that's topical and current, and then they go back to straight dialogue that fits the rest of the update. So it felt kind of disjointed to me, but I laughed. I mean, there was some funny stuff in there. I laughed. But anyway, it's okay. I'm not jacked about it. I was glad to see the other one end. You know, it's as I've said about 15 times now, 3 weeks too long, or at least 2 weeks too long for those major events.
Yeah. I mean, the nice thing about these, I actually like the 3-hour cycle because you can get one more tap in 12 hours than you would, doing a 4-hour cycle, which is nice.
And
Because
that
you
would,
can
I think,
finish earlier.
differentiate you. That would
Yeah, I mean, you
differentiate
can
you
finish.
before an addict and a not addict.
Well, yeah, but for me, it's more about let me get this done so that because I'm going away next week, so it'll be nice to not have to deal with really touching my game at all. I'll go in like once a day and that's it. So the goal, like I like the fact that you can get this done sooner, and then those who want a break you can have a break, because I think the next big event really, this puts us on a trajectory for the next big event to really hit like May 30th, right around there. So I think what will happen is when this ends, we'll probably get some kind of Gill spring cleaning sale thing where they'll just throw a bunch of items on discount.
Right.
Maybe one new item. We've had that a couple times in the past as well.
Bowling shoes, probably bowling shoes. Yeah.
But at the very least, we'll see the earliest rather, the next event won't hit until the 23rd, 24th anyway. So, you do kind of have like a nice 2-week break, especially if you can get this knocked out, and no one will spell with the prize track. And it's 4 days into it, 3 days into it. So
right.
That helps.
Yeah.
That extra hour
and
helps.
therein lies the truth, friends. The truth is, Alyssa's so connected to EA that she has vacation planned and told them, listen, something I have to tap while I'm gone, because my hubby will be mad if I tap on the beaches of beautiful islands again. And,
yeah,
and
that's where I'm going.
You listen when Alyssa says stuff.
That's it. Well, listen,
I don't blame her. I don't blame him or her. I mean, I think that the beauty of these long events, if there's any beauty to it, is that you can still pull it off if you can still be indiscriminate or discriminate. I mean, we did that 30-day trip last summer in the middle of a major event, and it wasn't that tough. So it's kind of nice on that level. I'll give them that.
So, let me just jump into a couple questions here because it's related to the event. Lee says, I've been getting the claw machine in a half hour. How's everyone else doing? And then he wants to know who thinks Fiesta Terrace should have paid out event currency during this event, and who thinks 100 donuts was expensive for 2 skins. That's two good questions there. As far as the progress, I mean, like I said, I'm almost done with the price track. I don't know how you guys are doing, but
not there yet.
You're not at the claw machine yet?
No.
Joe?
I've been taking advantage of not needing to and knowing I have plenty of time and just going into my game when I feel like going into my game.
Yeah. Well, that's the nice thing about these.
It's not a grind. Yeah.
You can go in once or twice a day and get everything without an issue. Enough time.
Yeah.
But as far as, I was a little surprised that Jacques and Fiesta Terrace had no connection to the event whatsoever, as far as doesn't earn premium currency, doesn't do not premium currency, doesn't earn event currency, doesn't really do anything for the event itself, which is a little surprising. It's a different model that they're doing, because in the past they've had a premium character to help.
It's like you were saying before, though. It's like, or Joe was saying, that it's like they had this thing all planned out, and Jacques was going to be part of the bowling alley, and the bowling alley was going to come out, and the pen pals were going to be there. And I think they almost made this into a mini event after the fact. And so it's like, well, what are you going to do with Jacques? Nothing. Leave it alone. They wanted him. Let it be. So I don't know. It's hard to say. But it didn't feel to me like it was all super connected either on that level.
I mean, we've all been playing this game long enough that we know the cycle. I mean, we've pretty much all been playing since the beginning when it came back. in the fall of 2012. So, I mean, we know that the cycles of EA, we know what they used to do, what they changed it to and everything. So, we all remember level updates. And this one in particular reminds me more of a level update than some of the ones in the past. Because, you've got your premium character that relates in a weird way, but doesn't have to perfectly relate. So you have your premium character, and then you have your whole freemium thing.
Right.
You got all these premium buildings and stuff like that you can buy and purchase and do all that. This event in particular, more than any of the other past mini events, really reminds me of a classic level update. And I honestly am in the camp of somebody missing classic level updates because that was nice. It was like you had that, freemium end, premium end, and you had two different ways to work, and it was a nice little time filler in between big events. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, I've almost become, I don't know, it's almost like just one more wrinkle in a very complicated life at this point. It's kind of like, oh yeah, I got to do that too. I'll do that too. It's another task. So we'll see. I haven't had a really chance to really concentrate on it. The whole bowling thing is clever. It's cute. It's funny. The pen pals is cute. I got to admit, it's not one of my favorite anythings. It's cool. It's a good one. It was a reminder to go back and look at the episode, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, I really wanted that. Not like Bleeding Gums Murphy, EA. Bring me Bleeding Gums.
I think what I was most surprised about is I really thought I wanted Jacques in the game. And then I got him, and he was doing all his dialogue about like his love of Marge. I am so protective of Marge, and I was like, "Oh, stop it! Like, leave her alone. She's a
Keep moving to the dialogue. Keep moving to the dialogue. It gets better.
No, I finished his dialogue. I'm so connected to like Marge and Homer and their marriage. Like literally that latest episode, the Moho house. I was like, no, leave her alone, Mo.
Yeah, that was a really interesting episode. I was absolutely floored by how far they took a couple of directions, but I thought it was one of the best episodes in years. It was it was so layered with funny little side gags, in the beginning that got you to the next level. Yeah, no, it's definitely outlandish. It was definitely out there.
You just liked it because Marge's hair was down.
I did like her hair.
You're right. I did like Marge's bed scene.
Yeah. But
I took a picture of it. Yeah.
I think Pat might need to write that recap because I did not like the episode that much. I just did my little mini review for the podcast, and
we should do maybe we should do like a pro and con on it. The thing I liked about it was that there was some really clever writing at the beginning. I was laughing hard in the first 10 minutes or so. I was laughing hard when I got into the whole bit with Mo being the beau vivant and blah 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 blah, all that stuff. It was like, okay, this is totally out there, and now we're so far outside of canon that it wow, how are we going to come back from this? But it was, the rest of it was fine. I mean, you knew that Homie and Marge were going to end up together because Marge always forgives him, for being an idiot. Thank God, Mrs. Miller. Thank you, Mrs. Miller.
Homers like us in the world can only be so lucky to find Marges, This
is absolutely true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd never make Mrs. Miller wear blue hair, but everything else applies. So.
But stay tuned to the next podcast, friends.
Oh man.
That's right.
So Josephine Kickass, aka Grandma Madar, says 3 hours is 3 hours is okay if you remember who to keep free. I like 4-hour casts for everyone, so they're all free when the next cycle begins. So she sets everyone on 1-hour cycles. And she also said, if I see another cellular device as a bonus for games, bowling machine, spy drone game, I'm gonna scream. How many fountains do we need? I'd like EA to change up the bonus items. So I guess she's referring to the items that you can get from the drone scan game, which is smart devices again.
Right. Yeah, they keep trying to drive us back. It's like a valiant but futile attempt to keep driving us back to Springfield Heights. It's like, no. I'm not going to do it until you force me to do it. No. They've completely blown off Krusty Land. When was the last time they did anything in Krusty Land?
Level 43.
Princess Penelope.
Yeah.
Level 43.
Yeah.
And then Elliot, but I
See how
will tell
fast
you
she
that a
came up
lot
with
of people,
that? Wow.
yeah, no, it's sick. A lot of
Wow.
people they get stuck because they don't realize you have to finish Krusty Land before you can get level 43. So if you've skipped Krusty Land, you're not able to progress with your characters and unlock more characters because you get bottlenecked at level 43. You
Right.
have to finish Krusty Land. So this is my friendly little reminder because I get this question a lot. Finish Krusty Land, and then you can get Princess Penelope.
That was
Krusty
so
Land's
long
great.
ago. Wow.
It's time for I have to do another post about my love for Krusty Land because I love it. Like, yeah. I go there once a day and I smile at it's the only place I still have a 2D, my Krusty that's by the tooth chipper. You know, back in the days when that's how I decorated my town.
The thing is, I love Krusty Land. I like what I did with it. They just haven't done anything to make me want to go there on a regular basis. I will go there probably once every 2 weeks to kind of clear everything out. But
I'll go when my daily challenge tells me to.
Yeah, well, there you go. There you go. Yeah. No, I like
on the
it.
Sideshow U, you got to regularly do the Sideshow U because at a certain number of pops you get donuts.
Yeah, and after when did Krusty Land hit in the summer of 2013, I have yet to get donuts from Sideshow U.
Oh, I've gotten free donuts
Really?
2 or 3 times.
That's how infrequently I play.
No, I've gotten donuts there quite often. And actually what's funny is that I have a couple of really evil friends that will go in there and tap in there and leave me, fill up my Krusty Land. I won't name them by name, but they go in there and that's where they go in to tap and leave me.
I like those friends.
Yeah. Was it you?
Is Joe one of them?
No, it wasn't me. We've only recently become TSTO friends again, remember?
That's pretty weird. I know. That's kind of weird. I feel bad about that on several levels.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
True. Yeah.
I'm still friends with Ryan too.
Yeah, I am too. He hasn't been on the game forever. Yeah, forever.
I know, but I can't get rid of him. It's like a piece of my heart.
Me neither. Now there's like I think probably 9, maybe 10, but certainly 9 slots that are completely dead, players that haven't played in forever, and they were friends at the old place or whatever, but their towns are so cool. I can't get rid of them.
Yeah.
I just can't get rid of them.
I've got stuff UK people and then Adipose and it's like my beginnings, all my history, my blogging history.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and actually there is a young lady that was integral in getting the whole Ouija thing started on TSTO that hasn't played in 2.5 years, but I can't get rid of her. Carrie, if you're out there. Anyway, really sweet, sweet young lady from Great Britain, but I just can't get rid of her. I just can't. It's like you said. It's like, gee, I don't know. If you look around my house, maybe you figure out 10,000 other things I can't get rid of. But
one of my favorites is one of my friends from TOUK left and then came back and put "never give up" in hedges in the middle of their town, and then gave up again. And every time I go to their town, I'm like, oh, never give up.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
All right. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear
you.
You
can hear me? My computer is completely frozen, so I have no idea what's going on right now. So if I lose everybody, you guys can continue off the bat. But
is this ransomware?
It'll be the Pat and Joe show.
Welcome
to the Pat and Joe
show. It's like everything is frozen, so I can still hear you and you can hear me, but I can't see anything.
I can see you.
How many rubles are they asking to unfreeze your computer?
There's no, it's just, there we go. I unfroze. Yay!
I threatened them. See the power of the cranky old guy?
I'm telling you, ever since the Scientologists asked us to sponsor them, we said no, weird things have been happening with our computers. It's crazy. It's huge. It's crazy.
We're going to find out that all this ransomware stuff that happened this weekend is really Scientologists. Is that what you're telling me, Joe?
Something like that, yeah.
It's not Ukraine. It's nobody in the weird third world countries. It's Scientologists.
I just keep firing Scientologists till I could find one who stops prosecuting me. So
All right. So let's see.
Anyways.
Anyway, LEG40395 says, back during level updates, you would have a couple of buildings and characters that were loosely connected, but now you have mini events or big events, and it seems to be getting harder to connect things to an event without it being far-fetched. There are items and characters I want, but it really doesn't seem likely because they're harder to connect them. Because it is harder to connect them. So I mean, that's probably why you do something like the spy event where you have like characters that are sort of loosely connected and they all kind of come in and at points you're just like you get the dry cleaner and the dry cleaner really doesn't have much to do with spies except that they made the animation, the spy animation, to bring it into this event.
Yeah, let me help them out. This can be really easy.
Oh, here we go.
Bleeding Gums Murphy. All they have to do is a jazz club. They can bring back the whole band connection. They can bring back tons of people that were there. This is easy. Do it. We need a jazz club in town.
Is that easy with a capital EA?
Just for that listener that absolutely hates it when I do that. Yes, it is. So, yeah, I mean, it's not easy.
It's easy.
This is very easy.
You do a Lisa-centric dialogue thing with Janie using the episode where they go. You have the hologram of Bleeding Gums Murphy show up just to piss off tappers with like a hologram. And then you have the real Bleeding Gum Murphy show up and then talk about the weirdness of TSTO and how it doesn't matter if you're dead and intersectionality and blah, blah, blah. And then,
Absolutely.
and then you have Chaz Busby show up and be like, and next we're doing Broadway.
I mean, because the thing is perfect. Because the thing is that Bleeding Gums was really ethereal anyway. I mean, that's what the whole jazz thing was about. So yeah, this could be a whole interdimensional cross-cut. Because he played a high A minor B flat, scale that set the whole thing on its head.
Yeah, rip the fabric of space-time.
Exactly.
I mean, people are like, I've been playing saxophone in the background this whole time.
I mean, let's be honest. Maud's been feeding the pigeons with Grandpa now for several months. And she dead.
Lisa, remember who you are.
There you go.
Well, I mean, we have a number of deceased characters that are in the game that don't necessarily look like Maud. So,
yeah, Dr. Marvin Monroe and
Rabbi K and Frank Grimes.
Grimy and
I think we've made our case, EA.
But
I think we've made our case.
If you're listening, if you're watching, email me, tstoaddictsblog@gmail.com. I will happily give you advice.
I just have to defend all these spy buildings that people are like, it didn't have anything to do with spies. You're right. But it's so damn cool to get the dry cleaner and the pawn shop and Cafe Kafka and Painless Dentistry. So
I wasn't saying they weren't cool. I was saying that's how they introduced them with this event. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
Well, they literally had a list of, I've never seen this building. We need it. Where do we put it? And they're like, well, we don't have crap for this spy thing. And they're like, let's animate it. And and good for them.
Yeah.
Like we said in the last live, I love the animations. I think they're absolutely hilarious. And I have no regrets about all the stuff we got.
And the buildings are great too. Like everything that came with the event is great. It's just the event was, like I said, the content was great. Everything was good. The execution was terrible. Like they didn't show their work, so they got to see.
Too long.
So Sam, I wonder.
Let me unmute.
I want to explore one other thing too. But let me just Sam says something about Krusty Land. He says he really loves Krusty Land. Surprising. And really wants a revival because there are loads of episodes with ideas like Itchy and Scratchy. And yeah, Joe, you wrote a couple. Krusty Land, what he wants, didn't you?
Like 4 of them, I think. Yeah.
And Pat also, Josephine Kickass, says that you made a mistake by telling her that you don't like going to Krusty Land because now I have a feeling she'll be one of those people tapping you.
Yes, I'm quite certain that you're correct. Yeah. By the way, she does do graffiti, and I don't care. I like it, but yeah.
My town hall cracks me up.
No, yeah, she's a tagger like me. Like that's part of the spirit of the Simpsons. Like
I agree.
spark graffitis. And like I think you said back in the day, you and your grandson used to tag each other back and forth.
That's how we started. That's how we started.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
right now, it's hilarious. Is there's a competition, a clear competition amongst my friends of who gets to tag my buildings. I mean, because you see them just like, I'll erase them, and an hour later it's like boom, 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 boom. You know, there's roving gangs of taggers in my town now. So.
Yeah, every time that Grandma Madar tags my, like, I think it's usually my town square, my police station, I'm just like, hi, like, it makes me smile. Like,
I know, me too.
Yeah.
It actually makes me think like, oh, you care. You're still in the game. Cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's
great.
I don't.
That's weird. That's an interesting idea to think like when your friends like visit, I'll see their names, but there's like certain friends, like when Drew Dabble tags my Freaks Lab or my my Androids Dungeon, I smile because I know that's like a little geek nod between us, and then like the tagging or
I have that. Like one of my friends always tags my my Duff Stadium because they saw. So that's always fun. That's the one I noticed. Those are the ones I noticed. That and then the tagging. I always notice the having to clean up the graffiti.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's great. We've definitely established the tagging is not bad. So get off of it. Quit being big.
I mean, if you don't like it, that's fine. Then join the list of people that don't like it. I'm not saying like, but really, friends, like conformometer. Like, don't conform. Eventually, playing long enough, it won't matter.
Right.
So
non-conforming.
Yeah, like
non-conforming.
I guess when you start, maybe it matters, but I've never paid attention to. I'm like, I don't want my gluttony to be high because that's just not a good thing. But
well, and let's be honest. I mean, there are so many ways to get your bonus up higher in this game. Like originally, like 5% was a big deal. Now the 5% bonus you get from the conformometer is like, okay, like whatever. I can get that from two $20 night boats, that kind of a thing. So
yeah, when we were all at level 20 and there was no like new stuff, it really mattered. And even then I didn't care. But that's just me.
Yeah,
now it's like I used to have a crazy high percentage compared to other people because I bought a lot of premium stuff. I mean, I had like a 300%, 200%, and that was a big deal. Now there are people with 1,000%, and I'm at like 500. Like that's.
I haven't looked in months. I haven't even looked. I mean, cause my deal is this. I'm concerned on a global basis of people that are actually so concerned with being conformists that in this world right now we need some non-conformists. Let's be honest about it. So I'm not down with the whole conformity thing. And if you're really freaked out about being that much of a rule freak, as Joe was saying, most of that stuff are the 7 deadly sins. So it's kind of like I don't want to be that. I'm down. I'm just going to play the game. If I get it,
my percentage is ridiculous. I'm at 748. I just looked at it, and I'm at 5 stars by accident.
Yeah, me too.
But the only one, like, be a tree hugger. Be like Lisa. Like, lots of pretty green. Make your town pretty. And get out there and be somebody.
Yeah.
And don't be Scientologist. But if you are, we love you too. So yeah.
Who are you sliding into? I can't tell if it's like Ethel Merman or Joan Rivers, or I'm not sure who you're going there.
It's like every once in a while on the Jungle Cruise, I'm like, welcome aboard the world famous Jungle Cruise. It's that 1930s like news announcer, and this person thinks that those shoes are the cat's pajamas.
I got it. Okay, I keep forgetting you have an alter ego. Yeah, there we go. Well, we should, we should do an entire Addicts just with that. You doing that, the entire Addicts, that'd be great.
Welcome to TSTO Addicts, where everything is agog. Oh, let's check out the latest here on the event cycle. It also sort of sounds like John Lithgow. No, not what's his name?
John
Lovitz.
I
know who you're talking about.
John Lovitz. It stinks.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's the truth.
Let's see. Janelle Wells says, donuts from Sideshow U. I play 8 or 12-hour periods. Didn't even know that was possible. I've had Krusty Lance since the original release. Yeah, every what is it? 500, 200, something. I can't even remember. There's a post about it.
Yeah.
Tabs. You're supposed to get a 5 donuts from Sideshow U. So
It does happen too. I've
Um,
had it happen at least twice.
Yeah,
And-
I've had it happen. I mean, I go for the consistency. I do the find Maggie religiously. She's constantly in a cycle because you can get 6 to 9 donuts depending on the cycle a week. I do the upgrades for the monorail, even though I don't use the track at this point. I just want the donuts. And then all the other random stuff. They're pretty generous. I mean, particularly these off times. Almost all of the daily tasks will give you a donut or 2 or 3.
Yep.
So.
But then
Yeah,
they
it's
want you
your-
to spend 100 donuts
your-
for 2 skins.
But then I don't.
It's your
But that's the
300th
point. I
balloon.
don't. Yeah. 300th.
Yeah, I looked it up.
Okay.
It's your 300th balloon. It's 5 donuts. That literally means for a consecutive 100 days, you have to go in and pop all 3 balloons.
So you can get 15 donuts in a year. And some years 4.
So,
Or
so let's
20.
put that in perspective. So even
Or-
at the highest price or the lowest
Yeah.
price donuts, you're going to get, let's see, 20 cents worth of donuts for 3 months worth of work.
See,
Yeah, there's a return on your investment.
That's my logic with all of the stuff. That's why I just don't care about farming for donuts or doing the monorail or doing the Maggie game. I do the daily challenges just because I am anal about stuff not building up. But I'd rather just spend the money to buy the gift card. I'm sorry, I know that I'm like out of the norm, but like to me, spending all that time to get like $1 worth of donuts, just
Yeah. No,
I'd rather spend time with my 1-year-old, or I'd rather write a post.
several posts. I wrote several posts about that on the old site about, come on, this is the value of a donut. What is
but
your time
For
worth?
some people, that it's fine, it's worth it for them, and that's perfectly fine. I'm just not one of those people.
Yeah.
That's why my
Yeah.
bonus percentage isn't that high, and I don't, you don't see 40.
Yeah,
night
I'm
posts in
somewhere
my
in the middle. I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't mind doing the monorail thing because I will use the track, and the Find Maggie thing is really just cracks me up because I make my wife turn off the TV or turn the sound down, everything else when I'm trying to find Maggie in the middle of a program. Just listen for me. Give me 20 seconds. Listen for the thing. And now she cracks up when she hears the pacifier sound. So it's great. It is what it is.
So Amy says, I remember months ago I was watching an episode about Itchy and Scratchy Land, and there were so many things from that episode where I was thinking that they should add some of those things to Krusty Land from that episode. So yeah, I mean, like we said before with Sam's thing, Joe's wrote several posts all about Krusty Land and what they should add.
I think one of the posts actually was stuff from Itchy and Scratchy Land that I wanted in there. I did Death Mountain, and I did I'm trying to think. I know, like, of new stuff, there's the half a dozen flags that Lisa and Bart went to. And I don't know. Yeah.
Sorry. Somebody just sent in a comment. Charles said, Quickie Mart Farming, bonus percent, you ready for this one? Is 2,150. He earns 100 donuts every cycle. That's
Wow.
a little intense for me. But hey, good for you. I mean, I'm the one keeping EA in business, so you're welcome.
No, I think it's cool. I mean, again, I don't think there's a wrong way to play the game at this point. I used to be really down on farming because I just thought it was weird and a waste of time. I totally get it. And every time that EA's kind of unfortunately gone that route, it's like they're saying, oh, well, half these people are just using free donuts anyway. Let's just make this stuff expensive. I think that if there's a downside, lately all the pricing seems to be about 25% higher than it used to be. There's no great deals anymore. So, and that might be because they know that a lot of people are using donuts that they've farmed.
And Joe, Ellie says that your impression sounded like Katharine Hepburn, and Josephine Kick-Ass.
Katharine Hepburn.
I challenge you, Joe, to do the next thing dressed as Katharine Hepburn. There we go.
All right, I want to talk about one thing real quick because we had
that'd be funny.
We didn't get Wookiee's prognostication post, but I did one and I did my best. My apologies if people weren't happy with my analysis, but I want to talk about a couple of the ideas that were floated around as far as what was in the dialogue, and particularly the flashback and the quickie wedding. Do you think that flashback comment could lead to another event similar to the sci-fi, where in the sci-fi we had black hole into the future, and this would be some kind of black hole into the past? Do you think they would do that again? They would try that again?
Yeah, I think my concern, and I don't want to be like Mr. Pragmatic old guy here. My concern is that the summer events, the big summer events, tend to be rehashes of something they've done before. So I think that, yeah, I don't think it's going to be a surprise if we see another sci-fi event or another superheroes event. Either one, I don't think it's going to be a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten in the past, the summer is where we got Monorail, it's where we got Catwall, it's where we got Krusty Land, Squidport.
I think our feed is going buggy.
Yeah, those were all like in August, though, right? They were almost all of those were at the end of the summer. It's the midsummer one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Squidport was June, I think. But yeah, I mean, August. Oh, is Joe? We're losing Joe? Are they invading Joe now? Uh-oh.
Oh, that's on my end?
I think we're losing Joe.
I can see you, Joe. We can see and hear you, Joe.
Nope, there's Joe.
And
we lost
Joe's
Joe. I'm sure he'll be back.
Wow.
Don't worry. The Scientologist got him.
It is the it is the Scientologist. Let's not make any no more comments about Scientology. It's a wonderful religion, not religion. Wonderful.
So it's just like wearing a spaghetti strainer on your head.
Oop, there he is.
Yeah, I mean, are you back? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That was weird. So the Scientologist got you.
I know, they're after me, friends.
So, I mean, Joe, what are your thoughts on that? As far as what are your thoughts on everything we talked about? Why you dropped off?
Well, I for one welcome our new Scientology masters. Everything I have said has been wrong, and everything is good, and everything's a cat's pajamas.
You do sound like Katharine Hepburn. I'm down with that.
All right.
man.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh man.
No, what were you talking about?
We're the same thing we talked about right before you got, as far as the idea of them doing a sci-fi backwards instead of a sci-fi forwards.
I think when we were talking about the prognostication, the Homer's toaster and going back in time, I think that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But there are so many ideas, like literally, like no joke, a movementarian like level would be a lot of fun. And just go back, EA, and look at all the level ideas from our last contest. Like,
yes,
there's so many. Yeah.
What's interesting is they're putting the stuff that they're putting in the descriptions in the game, but they're not necessarily doing it immediately. So French Fop was talked about a couple descriptions ago, and now it's in the game. So it's possible. My thought process on the toaster is it's possible if they do that, that could be a Halloween update. So while we're still many months away.
Can I just throw out something? I want to throw out a giant warning.
Throw it out.
Just
don't throw it out.
Here we go. No. The deal is this. If they do a throwback in time thing, if they actually have a bunch of characters that are young Homer, young blah, 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 they're going to be wandering around our towns, I'm not down with it. I admit that I am not cool with having two Lisas, two Barts, two blah, 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 blah. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't work physics-wise. It's dumb. Sorry. I'm done.
This said from the man that has two of his elderly characters feeding the pigeons next to the black hole.
I went
all
with
as well.
That's in a vortex. That's different. They don't move. As long as they're in that vortex, they work. But I don't get it. You can't have two coexisting in the world. It doesn't work physics-wise. Doesn't work.
I really want to write some sort of post, and maybe me and Pat should team up on it about like what exactly is TSTO, because it's not the same show, same world you're seeing on the TV show. Not that
No.
like has any binary laws that control it. I really think it's some sort of like dreamscape. There's nobody, and that's why I'm okay with like the future Simpsons being in there. And I really want to see Homer in his Sadgasm outfit, all like 90s grunge, and then
See,
Marge is
I'm
like
fine with
professor that
Skins.
yeah.
I'm fine with Skins, Joe. I think Skins are totally fine. I don't like having two Lisas and two Barts. It's weird. It's just like, oh yeah, I forgot I have that other Bart that is like, whatever.
That's
Which
fair. I
part?
mean, that's a fair assessment.
I'm sorry.
And plus, like
That's a
the
fair
past is
assessment.
much more concrete than the future. Like I don't, you can't have a future self because one little minute change could change that. So
Yeah,
My
according to
Yeah, I
concern,
TSTO,
think
nothing ever changes. So
my concern is if they do a young Homer, I'm gonna start confusing him with Herb Powell. So,
yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. No, I don't
um,
know. It was interesting. This last episode was really interesting on that level where they had Marge. I thought the most creative thing was when Marge was not down with Homer. Her hair was down. It was it was like, okay, she's recreating it's all new Marge, and this is what Marge looks like when she's kind of out on the prowl. Her hair is short and it's down. And we saw like her wig, the giant thing. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. They had the giant wig in the corner in one back shot with curlers in it. Did you see that?
it's been in other episodes before too. It's weird.
Has it really? I've never
Yeah.
caught that before. I've never caught that was a wig. So
I don't think, but it's not a wig. Like whenever they do that thing, I'm like, ugh.
yeah, because there was the
Yeah.
episode where she was losing her hair from all the stress. So
Yeah.
with the Sherry
Yeah.
Bobbins episode. So
yeah.
And like when she stopped dyeing her hair and went all gray, you don't worry about that if it's a wig. So I don't,
True.
like I
Yeah,
said,
true. I don't know.
there's no true laws of physics that like control cartoons. Just ask
Yeah.
Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, true.
So
True.
um,
And
Let's
by
talk
the way,
about
that
Mom.
was the most violent, itchy, scratchy cartoon ever, I think. My gosh. That was
so
violent.
a couple of notes before we wrap up this section, and then we'll talk about moms because that was the original intent of this episode prior to Twin Pals hitting. Josephine Kickass says no more. We're having conversations. This is what the point of the show is. Josephine Kickass says no, please, and she spells please PL capital EA SE. No more sci-fi or superheroes events. And Ebron says, if we go into the past, I want to see a Maltese Falcon adaptation. Would be fun to have a 40 section of town.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I could do one of the voices.
Welcome
to Springfield.
You can do all of the voices.
So
All the voices.
let's talk about mothers since tomorrow is Mother's Day.
Seeing as how there's only one mother on the screen, go ahead, take it.
Give me all the praise. Let's go.
Come on, Pat. You're a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
All right, let me pull up the poll here. Give me a second. Yes, I'm a little my technology since my computer froze. I've been doing things on my phone, so my technology is not as rapid fire as it usually is. All right, so the poll, which was our question, which Simpsons mother is your favorite? Maud is the winner, oddly enough, with 25.81%. Manjula is second with 24.52. Luann is third with 21.94. Then Mrs. Muntz, Sarah, and Helen Lovejoy comes in at a whopping 4.5%. So it's clear who the least favorite Simpsons mother of the readers is. What do you guys think? Who's your favorite non-Marge Simpsons mother?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you'd almost have to go with Maude only because she was kind of a classic, I don't know. She's like
Leave
a
It to
50s
Beaver.
mom. Yeah, exactly. It's like the 50s mom. I was going to say Leave It to Beaver, but when you really stack it all up, there isn't a whole lot of great moms in this entire pantheon of mothers. They're not great moms. I mean, sorry. I mean, Marge is kind of the archetype. She's the best. Everybody else definitely fails on some level. Maud, you can't say anything bad about her. She's just a little on the starchy side. I kind of think there must be some fun side to her that we never saw before she croaked, but I don't know.
Well, after she croaked, she like got into a sexy relationship with the devil. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So she has a side. Yeah.
Yeah, I think well, Alyssa took my favorite, like Mona Simpson. If it's not Marge, it's Mona, just because of all the touching moments between Homer and his mom. Like you could tell she must have really loved him as a little boy if he has that much attachment as an adult, like years and years and years later. But if I was actually thinking about it, and if I have to like pick a mother figure, like honestly, when I was watching the Moho House episode, when I saw the ghost version of Edna Kay next to Maud, Mrs. Krabappel, she was sort of like a surrogate like mother figure in Bart's life, and there's actually some really sweet moments between the two of them, up until the point where she goes, and then I miss you, Mrs. K. So I think like Edna Krabappel, although childless, like sort of like I'm gonna give her some props this year as like a motherish figure. And
well, she was a great teacher, and I mean, she was obviously coming from an entire family of educators. I mean, everybody in my family except me pretty much was an educator, and I was going to school to be an educator until I realized I was going to kill a child and decided it wasn't going to be a good idea.
So we had 5 instead.
Yeah, exactly. Well, again, revenge. God's a funny man. But no, I think that Edna, there's many things I've always looked at. It's like, Edna mostly plays every teacher on May 25th. By the end of the year, I don't care how good you are, how benevolent you are, you're toast. You're like, oh dear God, is there any way we can show a movie today? It's that kind of a thing. So yeah, I like it. I don't know, that I thought it was interesting. Again, I keep going back to this episode of why I liked it. The whole bit with Bart playing the perfect grandson bit. It was
that was 2 episodes.
I'm sorry, it was 2. Okay, that's right. Back to back them. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
That was a good episode. It was a good episode. But I would say, I mean, just for sheer like humor and what kind of person has to put up with it, aside from Marge having to put up with Homer, Sarah Wiggum has got to be a pretty tough mother to deal with Clancy and deal with Ralph. Like,
she's got to. She has to drink a lot. She's got to be. The poor woman. I mean, she's got a husband who mistakes his a donut for a gun, and like, she's got a son who eats paste.
Mrs. Wiggum is like Augustus Gloop's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's sort of like she's a bit of a saint, but she's simple. And like I know that Agnes Skinner is not my favorite mom. That the wonders that Skinner with his war and PTSD did not become like the Bates Motel and like dressing up as a woman and murdering the women of Springfield with that mother. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, it's Skinner to me is one of the most I don't know. He's one of those characters that you have to love and feel sorry for, and I always feel bad for him in every single episode because he's done nothing wrong. In fact, he's done so many things right in his life, trying to be a good son, a great American citizen, a good administrator, and he just gets no respect at all. It's just awful. So. Yeah,
I always think like he's Mr. Wilson to Bart's Dennis the Menace,
Yeah. I just hope he gets his revenge at some point. I hope he really gets to shake it out. I mean, when he and Edna had it going on, it's like, sure, that's good.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Why doesn't him and Mrs. Hoover start up something?
His episode, the episode, since you mentioned it, the Bart pretending to be everybody's grandson. Him with I'm gonna leave my hair mussed up.
I'm gonna finger comb my hair. Yeah.
You know what? And I'm gonna confess something, Joe. I got those 2 episodes mixed up because I watched them back to back in a very tired state. That's the episode that I thought
But
was one of the best in several years.
Oh, okay, yeah, it was
Yeah.
really, really good.
Yeah,
I
I
will
love that
say-
episode.
I will say though that that episode, the grandson episode, kind of showed a softer side of Agnes, aside from her being, you know, a little Agnesy.
Yeah.
The part where she goes to dinner and sees Skinner on a date and offers to buy Skinner dessert was
But not for his date.
not for a date, but what was kind of a nice, like, she truly does care about her son kind of a moment. So that was
Well, if
a
you really want
backhanded slight
Agnes,
of
like, I know everybody wants to forget the Armin Tamzarian episode
yes,
with the
yes,
real.
that's a
But if you watch that episode, like, you see how much she cares for Skinner, because she is not interested in this like stranger who has never came back. She wants him. She wants her Armin, and it's like really sweet, and you see that love. But then the whole point is she's just sort of like a bitter old hag, and you know. Like, she likes having her boy that she can boss around, and
Well, we know people in relationships like that. That's the point. Is that it's when you see it, there are mothers that beat the connection to death. You know, I mean, let's be honest about it. Not every Mother's Day is a super happy event for everybody in the world.
Yeah.
So I will tell you that my mother spending Mother's Day, and I'm super proud of her since we're saying this and we're talking about, I'm super proud of her. She's spending Mother's Day in New Orleans. She is graduating with her master's degree in nursing from Loyola College. Cool. So she went back to school after I went to college, and so she went through the whole process. But
that's great.
My point is, my Mother's Day will not be spent with my own mother. I won't even see her because she decided to hightail it out of here and go to New Orleans. That's the relationship I have with my mom.
Yeah.
I will, however, be spending Mother's Day with my mother-in-law.
Yeah, my mom's been saying for years now, you have a wife, you have Mother's Day with your wife, blah, 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 blah. This year she pulled the card of, I'm going to be spending Mother's Day alone. All my children are so far away. And I'm like, a little late on that game, Mom. I got gravel to move. But I
think I need to throw up a snap
come on,
poll.
Mom, let's move some gravel.
I think I need to throw up a snap poll. Whose voice impression was better, Joe's 30s character or Pat's mother impression?
Oh, I don't know.
Mom.
The Wookiee mama's not home, but I can talk like my mother all day. It's almost my day, Joseph. It's time to do something.
Oh, man.
Where's my rent money?
I don't even try and imitate my mom. It's more of an attitude thing with my mom. My mom is mostly stuff like this. I'll get a panic call at 10 o'clock in the morning on any given day, even though I've said, Mom, please don't call until 1 because I'm really, really busy. If she calls at 10, I know it's one thing. Pat, now I haven't done anything wrong. I've done nothing different, nothing, but my Google won't work anymore. I can't get to the Google. There you go. There's my life with my mom. And it's always the same thing. She's minimized her screen, and she can't get to the Gmail account. Because her Google is where she gets her Gmail. That's her lifeblood. And now she's found Facebook, and she uses Facebook like a chat room. So she'll post up, my tomatoes didn't grow this year. Then she'll post again 2 hours later. Oh, I figured out that it was bad soil. Then she'll post 2 hours later. I'm going to the store to get new soil. It's like,
I love your mom so much.
I love people like that, though. I have friends on Facebook that will literally post that they're doing laundry. Like, I've just put the kids to bed. Now I'm doing laundry. I'm like, this isn't like, okay.
This is a new phase, because what my mom used to do was scour all of the family posts on any given day and go in and make some tag about some reference of what she was doing on this date in 1943 or something. So this is a new phase. This is a new phase where she's actually instigating an extended conversation about her day. It's fine. It's all good. But then she gets upset. No one commented on my post. Which post, Mom? You did 5. So anyway, there's my day.
Let's see. So a couple things about the mothers of the Simpsons. Kimmy Rob 22 said she voted for Manjula because she has octuplets. My twins drive me up a wall, so if she were real, she would be a mom of the year by now, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Or drinking. Again, let's just
Yes.
face it. A lot of these women drink. So,
Or a charity case, like Octomom.
yeah.
And literally Octomom.
Literally, Octomom.
Let's not go there.
Let's see. Josephine, Kick-Ass Dead, where'd it go? What is Habit?
Because
Luann, just
Go
go ahead.
I was just gonna say the Octomom thing gets you into the whole Kardashian thing. So if you want to talk about Mother's Day on the Kardashian family, oh good Lord.
So Josephine Kick-Ass said Luann is who I picked because she's a little naughty, a little nice, and a little nutty, all in one package. And
She's
Ebron
glad
says,
naughty, actually, yeah.
Ebron says, none of the choices are anyone I'd want as a mother. Kind of depressing that most of the women in this game are portrayed as judgmental shrews, big busted sluts, or religious extremists. I understand that the idea is that these are cartoon characters, but it doesn't say much for the cartoonish view of women. At least the game wasn't made by Disney. In their movies, all the mothers are dead. It's true. Very, very
That's
true.
pretty hardcore. But let's face it, what glowing example of masculinity do we have in the men? Every one of them is crazily flawed. Every one of them.
Ned Flanders.
Yeah, no, Ned Flanders is a whack job. Let's be honest about it. He's completely driven by outside forces that don't exist in his own head.
Person.
No, he is a good person.
His only character flaw is his belief. So
and he works out a lot, and he works out an awful lot. Good point.
Got a nice six-pack.
He's a good dad. Okay, I'll take it back. Yeah, okay. Ned works.
And Tracy says,
except
Patrick,
for Ned kills women. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He didn't kill him. Homer killed Maud.
Nah. If his God was a righteous God, he's killing all these women for no reason. I'm not.
All right. Let's not get let's not get. We already get the Scientologist.
Scientology.
Listen, this Christian population is a whole lot bigger than the Scientology, and I don't really feel like having people come knock down my door. So.
All right. You're good point. Okay, sorry. Anyway.
Let's see. Tracy said, Patrick stated there was only one mother on the webcast. I'm certain that other participants in this webcast, or that others participating in this webcast, have all been given that name at one time or another.
Well, yeah, he just meant like the hosts, not, of course, mamas.
I think he was referring to somebody calling you guys a mother or something.
Actually, tomorrow, my oldest kid is gonna give me a Mother's Day card tomorrow because I'm a single dad, and like she's been doing it for like 7 years. Like she celebrates Mother's Day and Father's Day for me. So tomorrow is Mom Dad's Day, and the next one's Dad Mom Day or something.
I like that. That's good. That's good.
So and I get to see my kids tomorrow at Disneyland for Mother's Day. So
yeah, trust me. Well, I'm not gonna go there. Never mind. I almost said with. It's too late.
And I've been called a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say with 5 daughters and all the women in my family, it's amazing I'm not lactating. That's what I was gonna say. We'll just go with that. Anyway, whatever. I appreciate the women in my life.
As someone
I've got nipples great. Can you milk me?
Thankful. Be thankful you're not at that point, okay?
Yeah, there we go. No, I'm thankful for all the women in my life because they keep me obviously balanced. Otherwise, I could be a raving jerk, bigger jerk than I am.
Am I included in that list? Because I tone you down quite a bit.
Big ball of testosterone.
Yes, you are. You are absolutely in that list. Don't say that. Okay. All right.
Are you my mother?
That's right. It's one of Riley's favorite books.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she reads it. She reads it to herself. She holds it up, and I actually have a picture on Instagram of it. She holds it up in bed every night and like reads it to herself. It's really funny.
Oh, that's a cute.
She doesn't actually read the words, but she like.
That was one of all of my daughter's favorite, and their favorite part is, "You are not my mother. You are a snort." Yeah, I do a wicked green eggs and ham. Green eggs and ham. I'm absolutely renowned in the entire family for green eggs and ham.
Well, let's not get sued by Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. Okay.
He doesn't like them. Okay. He doesn't like them.
I'm promoting.
Sam.
We don't like green eggs and ham, Sam.
What?
God.
No, I'm kidding. We like
not in a box.
Sam, I am.
Or I don't want to get
Not in a hat with a cat or a rat or a bat.
or a mat.
Here's the classic. Here's the line that gets him every time. As I learned how to do this, is when he falls off the hill and he falls into the water. I do.
Nice.
That was a good one.
You.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, and let's wrap up this this mother's conversation with, since we didn't talk about her, our favorite Marge moment. Mine is gonna be Marge Be Not Proud. Her relationship with Bart in that episode was just
Yeah.
That was great.
That was my vote. Actually, was Marge Be Not Proud.
It's a good.
Like if you want to see how much a kid loves their mom, watch them experience the absence of that love for a moment, and like you could see like
that episode.
just,
Actually,
like,
I can't even watch it hardly. It's too. I don't know. It's weird. I am like you. I'm really attached to Marge and the Homer relationship. So there's lots and lots of places where I can feel those two connect. And the thing I love about that relationship, I'm just going to say it, is they obviously have a close physical relationship that gets them both, that keeps them both connected. Let's be honest about it. Marge, the thing that blew up that episode a couple days ago is when Homer was like too busy, blah, 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 blah. And she was like saying, come on, it's time, you know. That's important. I mean, 35 years in, I'm just going to say it, 35 years into a relationship, that's important. And so at the root of their relationship is a very close connection that I think in some ways helps her get over whatever lame dumbhead thing he's done recently, you know. And he's, you know, he knows at the root of the root of the root that he's lost without her. He's broken. He's lost.
right.
So, you know, nobody can compare. I mean, I don't know. Anybody that's been in a long-term relationship, you start doing that thing where you say, okay, look, that person may be cuter. That person may be something else, something else, something else. But the entire package, you can't compare the package. Sorry. No one's going to touch that package. That's the key. So that's what keeps you in the game.
I think we have
Happy Mother's Day.
I think we have a surprise visitor for Mother's Day here. Let me say. Still in pajamas, might I add.
Aww.
Can you say hi?
Hi, Riley Roo.
Say hi.
Hey, Riley.
Everything's better with Riley.
Say hi.
See, look, she's a mother.
Yes, this is all I need. I got a present from her from school. I was happy. Can you say hi?
There you go. What did you get the handprint plate or the?
No, they did a I don't have it here. It's in the other room. They did a flower, one of those dandelion flowers that you blow and make a wish, and all the little things that blow off were her fingerprints. And
wow.
it said, I wished for you. So it was very sweet. Sweat. Okay, so we have a couple of questions to take, and then we'll wrap everything up. TSTO Gamer says, question for tonight, or today, or this morning. Do you watch, enjoy, recommend any TSTO YouTubers? I really don't. I don't personally. Casey Loves Gaming. If I happen to watch something, that's generally what it is. But beyond that, I really don't watch too much of them. We're a little busy with what we do here.
I haven't watched any ever in years. I mean, the very first year there was a couple out, and they turned out to be spurious. So I haven't watched since.
I mean, the last one I really was into. I mean, I don't even know is Casey still doing the TSTO thing?
I don't know. I haven't watched it all, honestly.
Puss was my favorite, but then he retired to go do other games.
Yeah.
And then we do this video thing, but I think sort of like we floated the idea of doing those sorts of videos and realized there's not a huge market in it. So Not that it's about
Yeah.
markets, but
Well,
any of
I
the
think
time
that's an
invested.
adequate thing. Back in the day, it was a much more complicated game, and now that it's really so simple that if you can't really figure it out at this point, you're not really trying very hard. So
Um,
I don't know.
and let's see. Sam says, "Hello, addicts. First of all, bacon." Mab also said bacon.
Bacon.
Apparently, people really want bacon this morning. And my question: what is your favorite visual task? The tasks for the Pin Pals events are amazing. Joe, you want to take that one first, or Pat? Either one of you.
What's
I don't really
the
know.
question?
What's your favorite animated task?
I feel like I saw that. I think we've covered this before, but whether it's like Duffman, humping against buildings, or sorry, Riley, I love you.
I have earbuds in. You're fine.
Oh, good. Okay. And then I was like, oh, I said it in front of the baby. Oh no. I really love Kirk like chasing his nut around the town. I guess now that other earphones are in, so
Yeah, I'm pretty much. I mean, there's 2 or 3 that just make me laugh every time, but still, kind of my top contender is the old guy dropping his pants for change.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things. It's like so silly. His lines too. You smell like cobbler. It's like so random and funny.
A guy with his
I want to say it to my
collector.
kids all the time. Yeah.
Double-bladed
There's some
lightsaber.
funny-
That's fun.
Yeah,
I
there's some funny
mean,
stuff.
my favorite is a classic, and I've said it a million times, and it has not changed. And it's Hank with his flamethrower, hands down, one of the best,
Hank.
most hilarious visual tasks in this game. Kills me every
I
time.
think it says something about your personality too.
I mean, listen, who doesn't love the idea of a giant flamethrower? Whether you're lighting a big bonfire on fire or you're just burning a pile of paper, like who doesn't love the idea of like a big blowtorch? I mean, that's cool. So
Yeah.
Well, we know what Alyssa wants for Mother's Day.
I mean, whether you're like I said, lighting a big bonfire in place, or you're just trying to make some veal, I mean.
Here, cow. Here, little cow. Come on, cow.
Yeah, let's all mourn all the mothers of Alyssa's veal. That's what we should do this Mother's Day.
No, because I eat the mother too, so it's fine.
Wow. And on that
Grandpa
note,
cow, and Uncle cow, and
Can you say hi? You waving? Go ahead, wave. Okay, go ahead.
hi, Riley.
So
I agree.
On that
I
note-
agree with Grandma Madar. The curls are the best part.
this is her. Actually, hers pretty good today. Crazy hair, don't care, huh?
Yeah, just a couple of wild and crazy guys.
Can you say
All right.
bye-bye?
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, my battery just said bye-bye here.
So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope all the mothers out there have a great Mother's Day. Our next episode is going to be the 20, what did I say it was? The 20 something?
29th?
The 29th, the last
29th.
Saturday in May. 5/27. So that'll be our next episode, and I am on vacation next week. So actually, well, middle of the week. So, guys, everybody out there behave for Pat and Joe.
Yeah, I will delete you.
Sure.
Just know I will delete you. Boom.
I won't be there to I won't be there to censor them. So don't give them anything to set off their filters.
Maybe we'll do our own Addicts Live.
That's right.
And we should give a special early happy birthday to the one, the only Wookster, because his birthday is next week.
Hey, I didn't know that.
Another year around the sun.
Yeah.
So be sure everybody
Another
says
year
happy
around the
birthday to
sun.
them next week. And have a good rest of your weekend. And I'm all tangled up in headphone cord and child. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be sure to look out for Show Off tonight. That'll be posted up tonight. And thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. And anyone else have anything to add?
Word to your
now-
mother. Shout out to all the mothers in my life. And
Yeah.
I love everybody
And
except the Scientologists.
here's my lovely wife that makes my life worth living. There we go.
Happy Mother's Day!
And here's the giant pile that makes my life worth dying for. So I am now onto the dirt.
All right, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
See you
Bye-bye.
later. Bye.